Okay, so I've done all my ribbing, and yes, I did put it on my waist yarn again and double check that I was happy with it. Didn't seem quite so stretchy, so I'm really happy with it now. So I've done 2 inches, or just a titch under 2 inches, and you'll find that there's a bumpy side just at the bottom here, and this feels a bit smoother. So try and have, and they call this the right side, and that little bumpy side, if you can feel it there, is the wrong side, and that'll be your purl side from now on. So we're going to do stocking stitch. Some people call it stocking stitch we call it. So you're going to do one side knit or plain, and the other side will be the purl side. So try and have your right side facing you where there is no bumps down here. I didn't check that when I was doing my patchwork cardigan, so when I did the knit side, I actually had the bumpy side up. No one can see it, no one knows until I've just told you now. So it doesn't matter if you're not perfect. You don't need to pull apart your work. So I've been doing my ribbing in a smaller size needle, 4mm, and the stocking stitch, the main body of the cardigan, is going to be done in 5mm. You can adjust the size of the needles that you use depending on how tight or loose you think you are. So I'm very tight, so I wish I'd had a bigger size needle for the body, but I don't, so I'm just going to do it in my 5s. Well, I do. I have plastic ones. I have 5.5s and 6s in plastic, and I won't use them, but they're there for an emergency. So doing the knit stitch, and I'm a bit sticky. I've put some hand cream on, and I can't knit when I've got hand cream on, so I can't be bothered waiting. So it's the same as when you're doing your knit and your purl for your ribbing, but you're going to do the whole row, and every row this side in purl. So you put your needle up in here, and I'm just gathering my yarn up however you like to hold it. The ladies at the knitting club yesterday said, oh, you hold your stitches in a funny way, your needles in a funny way. I hold mine like this. They were holding it like this somehow, putting their yarn through and holding it like this. And my mum held it like that. I don't know why I learnt to hold it like this, and maybe that's why I find knitting's not so heavy in my hands, because it can sit in my lap. But however you hold it is up to you. Yarn around that back needle, you pull it down and you pull your stitch right off. Then you go into your purl, and don't forget you're using your next size up. You don't forget to change over to your next size up needle, because later on we won't be using this smaller size. Yarn around the needle, pull it down, come up through and pull it off. Push the needle up into the back, yarn around, pull the needle down so it comes out here, and pull the stitch off. There's your purl stitch, but we're going to knit it. So you just go up that stitch, go around and pull it off. So I'll do this a few more times slowly. Needle up, yarn around, pull it down and pull it off. And you do that for your whole row. Sometimes it's a bit harder to get into your purl stitches. You do that all the way along the row, and that's doing a knit stitch. So just take your time if you're learning, if this is the first time you've done it. Take your time. As I keep saying over and over, it is not a race. So remember your needle up, it comes at the back, yarn around, pull your needle down and into the front here and pull your stitch off. And I'll just keep doing that until I get to the end of the row. And sometimes you might just want to push your work up so it's easier to get to. Oops. And so you just keep doing that. So until you get the hang of it, take your time, and there is no race. Do that, and I will come back when I get to the end of the row. I will come back and I will show you how to do the purl stitch again, and you do that all the way along the row on the reverse side, and that's what we call stocking stitch or stocking knit. So I'll be back later. All right.